Today's review is for one of the first of three, well there's just four, but I bought three, of the Verdant 10-year anniversary beers. This is a collaboration with Green Cheek. It's a double IPA at 8.4%. But what's it going to be like? Keep watching to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. I'm quite excited because I've got my hands on three of the four 10-year anniversaries from Verdant. I could have got four, but I just thought four Verdant beers. I do love them, but there was lots of other beers I wanted to get. So the one I left on the shelf was one which had the Yazoo, the Chinese, Japanese sort of extra juice in it, and it was an IPA. I got two double IPAs and one IPA. This one was the biggest hitter of them all at 8.4%. And this is, as I say, collaboration with Green Cheek. Don't know much about Green Cheek, but it's got Citra, Nectaron and Rawaka. 8.4%. Let's crack it open, get it in the glass. I'm very excited about this beer. I've had some really good double IPAs recently. And Nectaron, I'm quite a big fan of Nectaron hop. Let's see how this one does. I mean, you got high hopes. It's Verdant, of course, and you know they've got good track record with double IPAs. Well, beer in a glass, lots of carbonation sticking to the glass. I know that's because when I got the glass out a second ago, I thought it looked a little bit dirty, so I give it a bit of a polish, and I don't know whether it's still a bit dirty, and that sometimes affects the way that the carbonation sticks to the glass. I don't know if it's that cold because I bought this a few hours ago. I had it in the fridge and I've taken it out. Normally I would take it out and leave it for half an hour. I've just taken it out because I thought it doesn't feel that overly cold. I mean, it's cold, but it's not ice cold. And my fridge pretty much makes it ice cold with most of the beers, which is quite frustrating with IPAs. It means I have to always get them out, leave them out for a while so they warm up a bit. Anyway, beer in a glass. Carbonation is still sticking, but it's stopped a little bit. We've got a lovely golden orangey coloured beer. Literally half a finger, loose head. That ain't going to stick around much at all. But in terms of the body, looks pretty good. Looks quite thick. Let's see what the aroma's like. Lots of peach. Nectaron is always about peach. I know it's because it's called Nectaron, and I think of nectarines, and nectarines are like peaches. Well, it could smell like nectarines opposed to peaches, but lots of that tropicalness. I mean, for a New Zealand hop, it's quite different than the likes of your Nelsons, your Mutuekas and your Rawakas and Rakau, all those sort of ones. This has got Rawaka in it, but it's also got Citra in it as well. So that's going to create a bit more sort of tropical and a bit more citrus as well. But for me, there's a sort of very peachy, but there's also again, sort of slightly waxy sort of aroma, which is a bit strange. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. Wow. Straight away, you can get that warmth for the 8.4%. There's a little bit of alcohol burn. I don't think it's hoppy burn. I think it's alcohol because it's just there's a warmth that's there. It's not unpleasant, but it's just telling you this is an 8.4%, go steady. The last double IPA I had was that Polly's and North one. I didn't have any of that in there. So, you know, and I think if it hasn't got that, it is a better beer for it. It's smoother. It's a little overly dominant though, that alcohol flavour. The hops are not singing as much. Yes, you've got very similar to the aroma, a very stone fruit heavy beer, peach mainly. There's a little bit of apricot in there. Not getting much in the way of the citrus or the Rawaka. Rawaka's always a little bit peppery sort of spice, but I'm not really quite getting that with this. It's a very Nectaron hop heavy beer. About mouthfeel, it's quite smooth. I wouldn't say it's velvety, but it's got that sort of oiliness to it, you know, that sort of a little bit more. I always think of forget what the word, vinous or something like that, I think I'm thinking of. But it has that sort of smooth, oily sort of texture to it. Not sort of like velvety or creamy in terms of the mouthfeel. Yes, it's soft. There's not much carbonation in this. It's all the carbonation rising up, sticking to the glass, but it's not in the beer at all. It's very soft, but there's a slightly oiliness to the beer. And that keeps the flavour, coats everything, and it sticks around. I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't know this. I think this was one of the first they released. I'm going to have a quick look at it. There's some dates on the back. I wonder how old it is. I mean, it says can the 21st of August. So it's a month old or so. So this is we're at the end of September here. This probably will go out in October, this review, but it's just over a month old. And the best before date's the 19th of February 25. So I don't think the hops have dulled a bit, but there's just a little bit of unbalancedness about this beer. It's very heavy on the Rawaka. There's a sort of, the alcohol is sort of developing. I mean, I think with the 8 point, with a double IPA, and I could be talking rubbish, but I think when a higher alcohol beer, if it's been sitting a long, you get more of that sort of alcohol burn come through. I might be completely wrong. It might be that if you have it too early, too green, as it were, you get that. But I was spoiled by that Polly's one because there was no, it almost like drank like an IPA in terms of its sort of strength. Yes, it had all the double IPA sort of stuff in terms of flavour, but there was none of that. There was no hop burn and there was no alcohol burn in that, where this has got some of that. A little bit muddled, I think, in terms of the hops. It's still a good double IPA, but I expected, because it was a 10-year anniversary, a little bit better. It's still nice. There's not really much. There's a little bit of dankness in there, a little bit of over-ripened fruits. But I say, when you've got stone fruits in a double IPA, 8.4%, you're going to get that. With those flavours, you will get that slightly weedy dankness. And it is coming through as it warms a little bit. I don't think this is too cold, but to be honest. But as it's warming a little bit, whether that's in the mouth, whether that's the whole cold burn, you get some more of that grapefruit sort of flavour come through. But it's very sort of stone fruit heavy, and I expect a little bit more to the beer, a bit more complexity. It's still good, but again, it's not great. But I'll be interested to see how I score this one. So let's get those scores right now. Okay, the scores are in for Verdant's 10-year anniversary selection of beer. This is none of them got real names. This one, well, it's called Green Cheek, because I'm presuming that because Green Cheek Beer Company are the people they work with, but they're calling this one Green Cheek. It's got Citronectron and Rawaka. It's 8.4%. Obviously, it's a double IPA. It's not bad, but I just expected something a bit better. And the scores, I think, they sort of highlight that a little bit. So let's go through them, starting with aroma, appearance, flavour, value for money. Now this was £7.10, a little bit expensive. And finally, my overall experience. Totting the scores up, it's recommended. It's at the higher end of the recommended. 77 out of 100 is the total score. It's not bad. I just think I'm a little bit spoiled by that Parallel Lies by Polly's and North. It's just not quite balanced enough, and it's a little bit, the alcohol is sort of leaking through in terms of the flavour, and it ruins it a little bit. It doesn't sing and dance and all that sort of stuff. It really has that sort of dankness as well. That's a little bit, I'm not a massive fan of over dankness, but I think it's just because the alcohol's in there. Maybe it's overly hoppy. There's hop burn, there's alcohol burn, there's dankness, and all that combines. So it dulls all that flavour that should be in there from the Nectaron and the Rawaka and then Citra. But a little bit disappointed, but still 77 is not bad. So we've got 2 more of these to go, and we'll see. One of them I know is by Fiden's. There's which I think is a US beer company. I think maybe Green Cheek probably are as well. But And that one is another double IPA, and then the other one's a single one. I think it might be Garage or someone, or Basqueland. I think it might be Garage actually. So they're all collaborations. I'm hoping they're going to be better. I hope we get some in the highly recommended. But let me know if you've had any of these. As I said, there's 4 of them, and I've got 3 of them. But let me know if you've had any. Have I picked the wrong? Have I left the one on the shelf that I should have actually got? I don't know, because this one, it's not quite up to the standard that I expect. But let me know in the comments if you've had any of these. Let me know if you've had any decent double IPAs recently, because I've got a real taste for them at the moment. I think they're really good. I mean, I look at my shelf there, that track one, the old gold top. I can't even move my hands in there. That one there, the gold top one, that was really great. And as I said, the Polly's one as well, which is up there. Is it up there? I can't even see it. It probably is up there. There it is. Crash, I need to sort out this shelf. That Polly's one there, the stripy one there. That was, yeah, that's my beer of the year, I think. I really enjoyed that, even though it's got that experimental hop, which is a bit like Sabro. The Talus is in there as well. You'd think, oh, this is not going to work, but it's just so different, but so complex and balanced and just beautiful. Just a beautiful beer. But anyway, I'm rabbiting on about past reviews, past glory. So let's end it there. Remember, if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up, because it really helps the channel. I like to get to some more people, and you know, I've been doing this for 4 odd years now, and we're at about 1,750 subscribers, so we're not doing too bad. But I'd love to get to 2,000. Whether I can do that for the end of the year is probably gonna be hard pushed, but you know, let's see if we can get there. If you're watching this and you've stumbled upon it or whatever, and you've not a subscriber, I mean, a large percentage of the people that view these videos are not subscribers. I think it's like 30 to 40% of people are subscribers, and the rest are non-subscribers. So just subscribe, just for the sake of it. You know, you get some of the other videos. You don't have to watch them, but you know, if you become a subscriber, YouTube likes it and all the rest of it. But give it a thumbs up. It's more important. Hit that thumbs up, the like button. That really helps the channel. So that's it for today. And until the next one, you know what you're going to do. Drink good craft beer and keep on rocking.